Are we hot?
We are hot.
Make them red.
Making it red. Hanging out in San Diego. Convention's closed. Just hanging out at night. And I'm here with Mr. Robert Kelly. Bobby, how are you?
Erik, I am fantastic. I'm smoking this beautiful cigar that I saw the man make down on 5th at the cigar place that you told me about.
Right.
Caesars.
Was it good?
It's actually real good.
The place, I mean. Was it a good
the place was cool. A little. There's two places. There was that run by the same people. One's more of a cigar place with a big humidor. The other one's more of a bar with a smaller humidor.
Yeah.
But they were both good. It was a little crazy. Some drunk people.
Yeah.
You know, San Diego drunk.
Day.
San Diego drunk's different than New York drunk. Like New York drunk, they kind of
anywhere from 1 to 5 in the morning.
Yeah, 1 to 5 in the morning, and they keep to themselves.
Yeah.
You know, San Diego drunk is like 3 in the afternoon, and they want to talk to everybody. And hey, man, where are you from? It's like, ugh.
When did the whole cigar thing come into play with you? Because it seems to be like a recent. I don't want to say a vice, but a recent interest of yours.
You can say vice.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a vice. I used to smoke cigars a long time ago. I started smoking smaller and smaller cigars. I never smoked big ones,
right.
And then I didn't really. And then it took me back actually to cigarettes. So I never,
Were you doing like those White Owls or Swisher
I was doing like the Macanudo tin, the 10 tin. You know what I mean?
The ones that are up on the high shelf at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, like it was like a nice. It was a kind of a cheap cigar, but nicer than like fucking.
Right.
Yeah, like the Philly blunts. But I think around a year ago, I went to Paul Verzi's house, very funny comedian friend of mine, and we all sat around this fire pit, and he had all these Stogs, and he gave everybody a nice cigar, and I remember sitting there smoking it like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. This is the most manly, relaxing thing I've done. And then I went and bought another one, and then I found out that 5 minutes down the street is a cigar club.
Right.
Like this club, Man Club, and I joined it for $70 a month, and I can go there 24 hours a day, and I got a humidor locker, and I get
Does it have a little brass plate with your name on it?
It does.
Does it make you feel so sophisticated? Like you should be swishing a brandy sifter?
Well, it's a little more VFW than that. You know what I mean? I thought it was gonna be that, but it's a little more. It's retired cops, firemen, and
right.
Bikers and stuff like that. And I'm the only kind of, I sit there on my computer and read scripts. I'm like a nerd, but they let it go.
Right.
Yeah, it's a cool place, but it's definitely there's cigar bars that are very like in there's one there, like in Long Island that's real nice and fancy and. Kind of like a loungy man, like where you'd find Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Mine is where you'd find Archie Bunker or maybe Fred Flintstone. You know what I mean?
So yours doesn't have you have a membership, but it's not like you need to have the membership in order to get in.
Well, you can get in by a cigar, but to go to the lounge area
right.
where the TVs and there's a poker room and
a bar,
a
fireplace, and some British guys with a monocle and a bear head.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, like the Friars Club. That's what I wanted. It's just some old white guys and reading.
Right.
It's a bunch of old white guys fucking watching, Storage Wars
right.
all day.
So you were hanging out with Paul Verzi, and he's on the road quite often with Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And Bill has talked about in the last year or so. He's also picked up the cigar love for the cigars recently too, and he's going all around to the bars, finding good cigars. He did Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry and wound up at a cigar place.
Yeah.
So you're rolling in good circles here. You're never not gonna find somebody that has one.
I don't inhale it. I talked to a doctor about it for one, Dr. Steve, and I said, I'm smoking cigars now, and he goes, yeah, it's fine. He goes, you inhaling? I was like, no. So I was like, okay. He's like, you're fine.
Yeah.
I don't inhale it. I smoke the finest cigars you can get.
Right.
I mean, I don't smoke shitty cigars. I have a humidor full of really expensive
cigars.
Yeah, great. I mean, just top of the line, and I fucking love them. There's nothing like a Diet Coke or like a nice latte and sitting there and going to a cigar bar, and because I don't drink, I don't use drugs, I don't
Right.
party, I can't. I'm trying not to eat shitty. So for me on the road,
You need something.
I can't get hookers. I can't even troll for hookers anymore,
Right.
which was fun. So I'll go to a cigar bar, sit down, buy a bat, smoke it, write some jokes, read some shit, hang out, and then I'm good to go.
One of these days, if you're enjoying such fine cigars, you should go and treat yourself to a really nice tailored suit, like custom made for you with
Just
3-piece
bought it. Already
with the
did it.
vest, pinstripes, and just sit back with a cigar like you're some kind of banker or a man of money and power.
It's weird because you say that. I'm actually thinking of when I fly
Yeah.
to wear a tie.
Oh, like the old days.
I want to wear because they from the limo guy to the fucking flight attendant, they treat me like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy today, the limo guy, I'm sitting there. I got my bags. I literally he just all the way back to the car, and then when we got to the car, like 3 feet away, let me grab that. It's because I'm not wearing a suit.
Right.
The flight attendant, I'm in first class, treats me like shit. But if the guy wearing the suit jacket, she treats him with more respect.
Because he's probably going to give her a 20 just for getting her, the Bloody Mary or an
Are you
extra
supposed to
bottle
give
of
money?
vodka. No, you're not supposed to. But she's probably those guys in first class are accustomed to getting what they want when they want it. So if it's like, can you give me maybe there's a 2-bottle limit per purchase, of the vodka or the whiskey, or whatever, and they slip him another bottle, and he slips her like a 20.
I think I want to start dressing
the part.
just like wear a jacket and a tie, and I don't know, maybe not even tuck in the shirt. Just
You
wear
get some of those Penn Gillette suits.
I just got a custom jacket made.
Nice.
In New York. I went down Antonio's.
Was this for you because you wanted to, or is this for work?
Well, I've been hitting a lot of these premieres, a lot of these red carpet things, and I have some nice shirts and stuff, but I'm a big guy. I really can't get a suit. I want to lose weight, so
Right.
I don't want to spend $5,000 on a suit or $2,000 on a suit, and then it's obsolete in 6 months. Then it's gonna put it in the closet and wait for me to get fat again. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the problem. Is I always got thin suits. I got 2 Hugo Boss suits that are oh my
Yeah.
god, but I got them when I was thin.
Right.
I should get one. I should get a fat suit. Like Quinn has a fat suit in his closet.
Right.
So if he ever gets fat again, he's got the suit.
Don't you hate it? And this is throwing me under the bus on this, but don't you hate it when you always get the nicer clothing and more of that when you lost the weight?
Yep.
Then when it's coming back and you go, oh my crap, my pants aren't fitting anymore. Or this shirt's feeling a little tight.
Yeah.
You go through your whole closet and you have maybe one shirt and you're like, I gotta go somewhere tomorrow. Now you're running to the store trying to buy anything that would fit in your size.
It's the most ridiculous, awful feeling in the
Panic
world.
of the fat man.
Because they don't make cool fat guy shit.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You have to find it. You have to find that store or that T-shirt because you're fat, but you also need to be a little longer.
Right.
Because when you pick your arms up and then your fucking stomach flops out.
Yeah.
So you need at least 3 extra inches, but it can't be too long because then if it goes down past your overshirt,
Yeah.
then it looks like you're wearing a mini dress, like an evening gown. Yeah, it's a nightmare. So that's why I went and I had this jacket made. I picked everything, the
Right.
buttons, the liner, it's so fucking nice.
And how good do you feel when you're wearing it?
I feel good. I feel better if I was thinner.
Right. But when you get something
Like,
custom made to
yeah.
fit your size,
Yeah.
how great is that feeling when you sit down? It's like, look, I'm sitting down. It's not tightening up at my knees. I don't feel the lower back part
Oh.
of the jacket feel like it's gonna split.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It makes you really feel like $1 million.
It does. But we still got to lose the weight.
Yeah, I agree.
know.
Let's talk about why you're here. You're here at San Diego Comic-Con. Of course, you're promoting your new FX show, Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, which we'll get to in a minute. But you just got here today.
Yeah.
You were walking around sort of as a tourist, as a civilian, if you will.
Yeah. I was, well, they had me coming in tomorrow because tomorrow night's the Fox party and FX party. And I was supposed to come in tomorrow and then just go to the party. And then Saturday we're fucking packed and blah, blah, blah. And Sunday is the big event for our show. But I wanted to I wanted to walk around and be a nerd and be a civilian, and I wanted to see what all this crazy shit was about.
Right.
So I asked them to bring me in a day early. They said fine. I got here. I put my bags down. I got my pass, and I just started weaving in and out of this madness. And it was, it was a little more overwhelming than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's massive.
And at the time that we're doing this and that you were here, it's the first day that the con is open to the public. Wednesday nights, they have preview nights where the press and professionals and have certain IDs can go and walk the floor.
Yeah.
But this is the first day that it's open to everybody,
Right.
and it's just going to get bigger as it gets up to Saturday.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's going to be bigger. It's pretty epic.
Right.
I mean, there's not. I thought there would be more, and I guess that will come tomorrow and Saturday. More people dressed up, in weird outfits. I saw a lot of it, but I just saw a lot of fucking dumpy people like me walking around with cool shirts and huge bags of shit.
Right.
But it was pretty cool. I mean, I love comic books, and I got a couple comic book friends. One of them's here. I think two of them are here, so I spent all day looking for them. And you're going up and down these aisles, and it's so weird to me that this is all from comic books. Like
Yeah.
this started from fantasy.
If there's a documentary, I think it's on Netflix right now. It's called Comic-Con that Morgan Spurlock put out, and he talked to Stan Lee and of course all the other staples and stuff, and they show where the con started back in the 70s, where it's just guys who like comic books, and this was the only way they could buy, sell, and trade their collections, and that's all it was. And then it built up to this mega, whatever you want to call this right now, where movie companies and TV companies are renting building space to wrap the buildings to promote their television show and to debut 1 to 2 minute trailers of something that may happen next year. This is like the place to debut everything.
Well, driving here in the car, every bus is wrapped, every building's wrapped. It's like
Did you
it's
see
like
when you were
being in
landing?
it's like being in the future.
Did you see when you were landing that one building is wrapped in Conan O'Brien?
Yeah,
That you can see from the plane as you're trying to land.
it is. It's like the future. In the future, when it's like they're just all advertising.
Right.
That's what it's like when you come here. It was freaky. Like every bus, everything has advertised, but really cool like high end.
Right.
Holy shit,
It's
advertising.
not dinky, nonsense. Like there's a train, if you heard in the background going past. One set of trains is wrapped in Conan. The other one has the Muppets. I think it's for ABC or something like that.
Yeah.
Wrapped in there. They spared no expense.
Yeah.
To grossly promote everything and
You
destroy
sound like the guy
city.
from Jurassic Park. Talking about the ice cream. We spared no expense.
So you got to walk the floor. Did you get anything?
No. I'm a weird, I mean, it's so big now, it's so epic that I don't know what is, what is good, what is just fucking horse shit. You know what I mean?
As far as popularity or just quality of the product?
Quality, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, and when the stuff that is kind of such big lines, and you really have to be an ultimate fan to wait
Right.
in a line like that to go see something or get somebody to do something. There was like a guy, one of the artists, I forget his name, something Mr. Toast, was drawing for
Okay.
$1. He'd draw you.
Yeah.
I was waiting in line for that, but I got impatient because him and the guy that he was drawing hit it off, and I was like, "Oh, fuck off."
Yeah.
There was, it's weird. I almost bought a bag. There's this backpack company that customized backpacks,
Okay.
and they're really amazing. And like the backpack part will slip off and become a smaller backpack when you need it.
All right.
So you don't have to carry your big bag. You can just carry like a
The smaller
camera
version
bag.
of it, yeah.
And then it has all these things that you can attach to it. And it was pretty crazy. And then you can personalize it. It was this crazy thing. But it was $200. And it's like 12.
And yeah, you don't know, especially since it's brand new to you. You don't know if it's worth that money.
I'm a bag whore, dude.
Yeah.
I buy bags like rich chicks. Buy pocketbooks. I have so many bags because my thing is I'm always looking for the perfect bag to travel with.
How's the bandolier, by the way?
The bandolier I thought was, God, man, I thought that was going to be the perfect just side bag when you travel.
Right.
I still like it. I'm still out there for the bandolier because it is cool, man.
Did it hurt your feelings that Norton left it at the hotel?
What hotel?
Remember, he told you a story that you gave him the bandolier,
Yeah.
and he had it with him. So I want to say Cleveland, but that might be wrong. He was somewhere, he had it, and he just wound up. He never put it on, never did anything. He left it there.
Well, I gave him one at my house, and then the next day I woke up and it was on the front door. It was on the doorknob. I've given it to him a bunch of times, and he just leaves it like on my doorknob or on my front stairs.
It's like Scarlet Letter.
Yeah, I like the bandolier, but yeah, I almost bought a bag today. But there was a couple things I almost bought. I want to buy a Hulk figurine for my kid.
Okay.
There's a few things I want to get.
You know, he's young enough. You can just stop by a Target on the way home. Pick up
I know,
the big
but
Hulk
it's
thing.
a little different that, hey, man, this is where I got this for you. The first year, my TV show that I was on.
Right.
And, I went to Comic-Con and I got this for you. I think things like that have meaning.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is he old enough to understand it, though? Or is it more like
he's old enough,
more meaning for you that you knew
He's old
you did
enough
that?
to understand that Daddy got it for him.
Right.
And he'll play with it and love it because I gave it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's meaning because I gave it to him. But, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get him. I mean, I don't know. It could be that. It could be something else. There's so much shit here. There's so much stuff that I don't know what the fuck to get, to be honest with you.
Right.
So.
Right across from the hotel that we're hanging out here at, the whole park in that is bought up by FX, and they call it the FX Arena.
Yeah.
And they're displaying a whole bunch of really cool things for the new season of American Horror Story. There's a huge human-sized snow globe that you can go in and pose for a photo, and they turn the snow on for Fargo.
Yeah.
There's something for The Simpsons over there. Archer is there, but there's this huge rectangular HD screen that has been running Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll all day.
Yeah.
On that. That's got to be pretty amazing to walk in and see the show that you're on and go, oh my God, they're really pushing the hell out of this.
FX, I can't believe how great FX is.
I got like 5 or 6 different buttons they were hanging out just for that show.
Yeah, I can't believe how great. I mean, their publicity is amazing. It's fucking amazing. It's cool. It's not like cheesy or fucking forgettable.
Right.
It's really cool. The show, the stuff they're putting out is awesome. But yeah, it was, I walked over there. I was there today. And I'm kind of sitting there. And there's people just sitting under the sign.
Yeah.
And hanging out and looking at it. And I'm sitting there, but they don't know. Because I'm not on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm in it, but I'm not on it. So they're just kind of, one dude was like, oh my God, dude. And then I was like, hey, what's up? And I just left because I felt, I don't want to be too cheesy. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was awesome, dude. It's
just sit there and kind of thumb point to it and go, after next week, you're going to know who I am.
Well, it's I don't care who you are. You might get over it, I guess, at some point.
Right.
But you look at something you're in and it's on a wall or 4 walls in the middle of all this other epic shit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty wow. You're like, holy shit, that's cool.
Is it as cool as your friend that was here earlier, seeing that big mural on the building next to him as he's trying to park, and he said, God, do I need to pay for parking? I'm on the wall.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in Minority Report, which is huge. Yeah, we did the NYC 22, which was a cop show.
Okay.
And he was just one of the coolest.
Where'd that air?
That was on CBS.
Okay.
Robert De Niro
Wow.
produced. And yeah, dude, I thought that thing was going forever.
Especially with that name attached
Oh
to
my
it.
God, dude. Canceled 4 episodes.
Oh, jeez. They never.
And it's CBS at the time had they had so many hits on their hands.
Right.
They canceled 1 show that year. And then
This is to keep the others in line. It's like, look, we're not just gonna let anything on the network here. This one's gonna go.
It just didn't work out for the network, man.
That
I don't know what
sucks.
happened, but we kept in touch.
Right.
And then he was the star in Kinky Boots, which was massive on Broadway.
Right. It won a lot of awards.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
That's the Cyndi Lauper play.
Yep.
Yep.
And then so he sings, he dances, he's good looking, but he, I thought he was faking it when I first met him. How nice he was. Nobody's that nice.
Right.
But he is. He's like one of the only guys that I've ever met that is that nice. He's Clark Kent nice. And he's never not been that guy.
Is Brian Regan nice?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've never met Brian Regan, but yes, he's him and his wife put out these crazy Christmas cards every year, and they did a video last year. Like they paid a lot of money to put this like a music video.
Yeah.
It was the craziest shit ever. They're just this fun couple. Now they have a kid. He's one of the nicest guys I know, and now he's a star. He's a massive star.
Well, you're right there behind him with Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll.
You know, it's funny because the show's getting great reviews.
Mm-hmm.
You saw 5 episodes.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, there was a couple of lines that I seriously... You ever watch something on television or a movie and something hits you so hard that you're laughing or it had some kind of impact where you go, I just want to tweet that line out and see who gets it.
Right.
Right? And there was 1 or 2 in there, and one was from Dennis, but the other one was from you. And I wanted to tweet it out so bad, but I was like, wait, I have this way in advance. I don't want to spoil that, and I
Yeah.
don't want FX getting mad because
Yeah.
you put something out there.
Yeah.
But when that episode airs, man, I am going to highlight it.
That's funny.
But
Dude, I think this show is it's a comedy with heart, which is I think kind of needed.
right,
I think this, everybody's trying to be broad or ironic or fucking, I don't know, man. Just fucking, kind of like, I don't know, sarcastically fucking, they're in on it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I get it. It's funny and edgy and fucked up and, this show is just funny. And it has a heart. It's about a family, which is the band,
yeah,
and all the fucking weird shit that we do. And there's music involved that, is cool, rock, ballad, poppy music sung by an amazing, talented girl, Elizabeth Gillies, who's really the...
is she really singing in the show?
Really.
That's her.
Everything she does is her, man. It's pretty amazing that she's that fucking good.
Yeah,
There's no voice shit. She just goes in, sings it, and there's the song.
it's a nice blend. There's been parts of the first episode that have aired in various places, so it's not really giving anything away. But it shows that, Dennis Leary plays an aging rocker, and he's not really relevant anymore, but there's that 20-year resurgence that goes on, a loop of stuff that happened 20 years ago is now getting popular again.
Yeah.
And this band, which was a one album and done kind of band,
Right.
fell into that loop where they were starting to resurge, and there was a demand for it, or a demand was building for it. But the twist is that they didn't want him. The girl shows up, who's his daughter,
Yeah.
and she winds up taking over as the lead singer of the band. Now he's still good enough
Well-
to write, but he's not good enough to perform.
Well, basically, I mean, it's basically this guy, us, the heathens,
Right.
were the motherfuckers. We're about to be the guys. And we broke up the night before our album comes out.
Which is a great concept.
Cut to us now, years later. He's still a drug addict. He's still a fucking alcoholic. Still fucked up. Him and the Flash, John Corbett, were any band, guitarist, lead singer, writers, the Beatles, Aerosmith.
Right.
They love each other, but they fight, all that shit. And basically, it's 20 years later. He's got no money for rent. His manager's dumping him. Everything's going down the fucking hill. And then he finds out he has a daughter. And she's,
Only using him to boost her career.
well, she says, I want you to write. You haven't been my father. So fuck you. I don't care about that, but you're going to write me music. You're going to make me famous. Because you and Flash and the band were the best.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to write songs for me and make me huge. And he agrees to do that, thinking he's just going to siphon her money away. But then she finds out that she's really fucking amazing. So then he has something on his hands.
Right.
And it's almost like fuck. So it's like this guy who's never going to make it. Never. And he's got to live through his daughter. And he's got to help her make it.
Right.
And it's this, weird family thing that happens. And where it's like, I'm the uncle, and he, rehabs the uncle, and the brothers and sisters. And she winds up dating Flash, who's like 50 something, and he winds up fucking banging his daughter just to get back at him. It's a weird,
Yeah,
fucked
it's
up.
a weird dynamic.
It's weird, man. It's a crazy, fucked up little family, but it has a lot of heart, man. There's moments in this. You didn't see the later episodes. Later, like 7, 8, 9, 10, is where my character in Rehab, John Ailes, kind of break off from the band and start doing our own weird shit.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty funny. It gets real funny. Leary's kid actually wrote this story arc for us. And it was
His son?
Yeah, his son. Yeah. And it was pretty fucked up. And then, of course, man, you got, on set, we got, Jim Serpico.
Right. Who
Who's
does all of Leary's stuff.
He's just a fucking savant when it comes to this stuff. Like on set, there was a scene that we couldn't get. Just wasn't funny. We couldn't get it. And Leary gives us a lot of leeway to, improv and find
Yeah, I was
shit.
going to ask you that later on. The fact that you're saying this, a lot of it's pre-written, but he knows you're a comic. He hired you because you're a comic. Does he allow you to do the process, saying, look, this isn't working, try something new?
Well, that's why he does that. They casted this thing brilliantly because he casted people that could fucking go off, kind of do their thing, and he lets us do that a lot.
Right.
Yeah, like this one episode. What was it? Serpico just gave Rehab, who was sitting there. He goes, here's a cabbage. He goes, I want you to make this into a bong while everybody's doing the dialogue. You know what I mean? Just that little thing. And he's sitting there just carving out this piece of, and then he makes it, and he puts a thing, and he puts weed in, and he fucking takes a hit, and it gets to his line, and he's like, ugh. And I'm like, dude, where's my lettuce? And he goes, it's cabbage, dude. This is cabbage, it's not lettuce. And it wound up being the funniest shit ever, but that's because everybody around us is fucking kind of hilarious.
Right.
Even the executive producers, Serpico and Saletti, Tom Saletti.
Even the who's the actress that plays the blonde in the show?
That's Elaine Hendricks.
She is even really good as well, as far as everything when they're doing that demonstration where she's I'm trying to figure out how to say because the episode hasn't aired yet. She's rolling on roller skates and singing a song. That I'm watching it, I'm like, that has to be improv. They said just go. Here's the concept, kind of just go with it, and she seems to catch up and flow with you guys really well.
Yeah, well, those scenes, that's the therapy thing. Yeah, we all kind of had to make up our shit. Like, what's his name was on some electric bass. Just stupid. And they gave her roller skates and a ukulele and put her in short shorts. And they gave me, 19 drums and a scarf.
Yeah.
So we all kind of just so it was just us making each other laugh that day. But that scene was actually funny for her that she was doing it. But it was also really hot.
Right.
Because she's smoking hot and she's just going back and forth in these little shorts.
It had a bit of a roller girl feel from Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's fucking great, man. Liz Gillies, she's hilarious. John Corbett, who's played that guy that, sweet
I knew him
guy
best.
next
He
door.
was the radio guy on Northern Exposure.
Yep.
And then he was, there was an FX show, Lucky?
He was on Lucky.
The horse racing one. Yeah, that only did one season.
And my big fat Greek wedding.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
He's on that, and he's hilarious, dude. He's so funny, but he's so funny like in between takes too. You know what I mean? He's been in the business so long too that he'll be like,
his character doesn't seem to get. Not that everyone should get has to get the jokes, but his character seems to be the more straight-laced, navigating through the nonsense that you're doing, the nonsense that Dennis Leary's doing, and the nonsense of the bass player.
Yeah, but he's just cool, man. But he's cool funny. You know what I mean? Like he's like, he's not getting back in the band, fuck you. And then he sees a picture of Johnny's daughter in a bikini. He goes, I'm in. I'm fucking that. You know what I mean? And then he goes and bangs. He goes and bangs his daughter. It's stupid. That's just such a cool, you know what I mean?
That's a rock star move.
That's such a rock star move just to go bang, And then, but you actually see him as it goes further and further, he gets more fucked up because he is dating a 21-year-old.
Right.
So it gets a little weird later in the, like a family, like that weird shit that happens. And he gets real funny. There's a couple of scenes he made me laugh so fucking, just a look from him. because he's such a tall, good-looking guy.
Yeah.
When he acts vulnerable or when he acts silly, it's fucking hilarious. You know?
Let's talk about your character here.
Yeah, what's up?
Your character, you had a ridiculous hairstyle at the beginning of the episode. This show back, it was like 89, 90, right around
Yeah,
there.
89, 90.
Where they show the origin of the band and
Yep.
where it collapsed. But because I was always wondering, like, how are they going to put Bobby in the flashback there? And I didn't know if they would CGI you, as thinner drug.
Well, no.
Those druggy guys that have the veins and the skin, like an
Yeah.
Iggy Pop kind of thing.
Well, I wore special clothes, tight shirts, and all this stuff because they were supposed to CGI the wrinkles out of Leary's face, and make them younger looking. And
Right.
they were going to actually, take the fat out of me. But they didn't take the fat out of me. So
well,
it's
you were
just,
hidden behind the drums, I think, for the
yeah,
flashback.
but still, like I looked at the poster of certain things, these photos that we had,
Right.
and like they looked younger. They took the wrinkles out of their face, but apparently they ran out of money because they didn't CGI my stomach.
Yeah.
And I was literally wearing tighter shirts, smaller shirts, because they were supposed for the CGI. They said we need him to.
Well, to be fair, it was black, and they're mostly backstage scenes, so they kind of
No.
get away with it.
I'm fat in it, and I should have been CGI'd, motherfuckers. They could have thinned me out.
They could have.
So it's just me with hair. It's just me now with hair. Like I've been fat this whole time.
You think they're in the editing, and Dennis goes, "No, leave it. It's funny."
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Because it gets funnier. Absolutely.
Where is the thing too, where I see in some of the promos, there's a slow walk where the whole band is together, but you have are you wearing blonde hair, like a blonde wig or
Yep.
something, in a green suit?
Yeah, that was that was one of the worst days of my life. There was 2 days on the shoot that really fucking sucked for me. One was that day because they picked a lime green suit for me
Right.
and a blonde wig. We had to do like a 70s wedding thing as a band.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody gets cool stuff, cool wigs and cool things.
And you got a leisure suit.
Like Corbin's funny because he wore his wig backwards intentionally. Nobody says anything. Someone should notice that.
Right.
But he's just making us laugh. And there was one part where we're all on stage, and he just takes his ball sack out and he turns around to us, and he's got this big sack, and it was just funny. You know what I mean? Just made us laugh.
Right.
Me and Dennis and John. But
So is that scene in one of the episodes, or is that just something you just shot for promotional?
that's in one of the episodes.
It
We're doing that, and I had to wear that. I look like my mother. I'm not even kidding. I look like my mother. It's me with hair, me with straight hair, shoulder length straight hair is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
How'd you get the part? Was it because did you know somebody, or did you
What,
go
the
through
part
the
of
audition?
Bam Bam?
Yeah.
He wrote it for me,
Dennis
which
wrote
I
it
didn't
for you.
know. But yeah, he had me in mind writing it, and then he just gave it to me. It was the first part I ever got.
Why? I'm trying to figure out your history, your connection with Dennis.
Well, I did the job with him back in 2000.
Okay.
The day I
I
started,
forgot all about that. You're right.
The day I started
Adam Ferrara
shooting-
was on that too, right?
Adam Ferrara,
Yeah.
right? Lenny Clark. The day we started shooting, my first day of shooting was September 11th. So we're on set in Jersey on the shore, and the buildings fell. And we got stuck out in Jersey. It was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then we had to come back weeks later and finish it, and it was just weird, man. And then years later, of course, after that, the job got canceled. He wrote Rescue Me for FX, kind of,
Mhm.
that show, The Shield, all that type of shit was what really made it kind of edgy and cool. FX. And then I met him. I did the Comics Come Home. I
Okay.
did the show. And, I started working with Serpico, because Jim's my manager. And he only manages a couple people, but I was one of them. And I wrote that book. We sold the book to
For cheap.
We made the movie. Then we got a book deal out of it for cheap. We made that movie. We got a Tribeca.
Right.
Got the book deal. Then we sold a thing to FX. We got a script deal with them. Wrote a script. Never got picked up.
Right.
The year after that, I booked Bronx Warrants, which was a great cop show with Serpico and Leary and them. And Godfrey was in it with me. And it was a great cop. Never got picked up. And then through those meetings and knowing him and going in the office and shooting the shit with him, and we kind of have a love-hate relationship
Right.
because he busts my balls, and it's this weird, fun, fucking fighting relationship we have. But I love him to death. He's
Yeah.
always just so nice to me and so helpful. And then this part came up, and I was like, shit, I want it, but I knew there was other comics who could drum. I didn't know how to drum, so I immediately took drumming lessons and learned how to fucking at least play the songs that I heard.
Right.
The Sex and Drugs song, and then I found out he just gave it to me. I didn't have to audition. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? They were
So
like,
he gave the part to you, or he wrote the part for you? That's
wrote
what
it for me.
He did write it for you.
yeah, but I didn't know that.
Okay.
I just knew there was a part.
What does that feel like to get the job and they said, no, we wrote it for you.
I didn't-
It's yours.
I didn't know that until we started doing press.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, they gave me the part, but I didn't know. I thought I was gonna have to audition and go up against a bunch of dudes and win the part. That's usually
So
the way-
you get the part, you're shooting and doing stuff,
Yep.
thinking, oh, great, I got the part. And then after you're already starting to do stuff, you do press, then you find out that it was written for you?
Yeah. Yeah,
weird.
and we were actually doing some press thing. He goes, "No, I wrote the part for Bobby." I go, "You wrote this for me?" Like in front of like fucking hundreds of people.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." I go, well, "You just assumed I knew how to play drums?" He's like, "What, you did?" I go, "No, I fucking learned." He goes, "Well, good." I go, "Yeah, but that's like writing a fucking an astronaut movie and assuming the guy will fucking know what it's like to be in space." So,
Right.
you know what I mean? I fucking, he's like, "Well, now you know the drums." I'm like, "So I helped you." I'm like, "All right," you know what I mean? But no, I mean, it really did.
Yeah.
No.
So you're still drumming? You still taking lessons, or?
I take lessons every Monday, and I drum when I'm home for at least an hour or two a day.
Right.
Yeah, when I'm home.
Is this something you enjoy, or is it just
I love
strictly
it.
a work?
No, I love it, but it sucks because learning an instrument in your 40s is stupid, especially drums. Drums to get your fucking left foot and your right foot and your right hand and your left to do different shit, and then to see real drummers and see what they actually do, and then look at jazz drummers. You're like, it's a constant like I'm never ever gonna be good type thing. But I can play the songs, some of them, most of them.
We're obviously hoping for a second season, but if it doesn't have a second season and it goes away, you still going to continue with the drums, or you're going to be done with
Yeah,
it?
I'm gonna play drums. Yeah, I've always wanted to play the drums. Billy Burr, like 20 years ago, he plays the drums. He's
Right.
an amazing drummer. And I was like, dude, I always want to play the drums. I used to have a cymbal, and I used to take my my graduation tassel and hang it off of my rearview mirror and use it as a cymbal and fucking play Tesla in the car, my Toyota Corolla, And he brought me in his basement one day and went all the way out to his house and down to the fucking drum kit. And I remember he got on it and he was playing some fucking Zeppelin and When the Levee Breaks. And I was like, oh, what? And I got on and I just sucked and couldn't do it. And I was like, ugh, what? Why can't I could hear it? I could feel it. And then he goes, dude, you got to take this. And he gave me a drum pad. And he goes, hey, I want you to just go do paradiddles, triplets, and doubles. And so he showed me how. I was like, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And I did that. And I took it home and I did it for like 6 seconds. And I was like, fuck this. This is boring shit. He wanted me to just. I wish I fucking was such an idiot. Because if I did that back then, I would be a great drummer now.
Yeah.
But if I could just see through it.
So you're taking these lessons, and before you can tell a lot of your friends, comic friends, what it's for.
Yeah.
Were you talking about drumming? Were they busting your balls that you were trying to learn an instrument at this age?
No, I kept it. Like I said, I didn't know I got the part. I wasn't telling anybody shit. I'm not saying, hey, there's this part, and I don't want anybody else. I'm not giving myself fucking competition.
Right.
So I kept my mouth shut.
Okay.
I kept my mouth shut. This guy, Bill Haywood he's a band called Break the Butterfly from Scotland. It's a real popular band in Scotland, and he would listen to my podcast, and he was like, "Look, I'll teach you." So over Skype, 3 times a week, 2 hours at a pop, we would do lessons for 2 months, and I'm talking 3 times a week, sometimes 4 for 2 hours at a pop, and it took every ounce of that to get me to play fucking AC/DC. You know what I mean? Like at the end of that first month, I could play an AC/DC song, which is the easiest fucking song in the world to play. But he
What was it, like Back in Black?
it was Back in Black, but no, that was Highway to Hell. But every AC/DC song is pretty much the same thing. It's just yeah, it's just,
and then go into it.
yeah, it's just 4, boom, stunum, stunum, and then there's some fill, boom, bap, whatever the fuck it is. You know what helped me a lot? If you ever learn to play the drums, YouTube kids playing a song, because kids play drums, but they pretty much break it down to just what the fucking beat is, what the groove is, and a simple fill. But if you get a drummer, he's always going to add his own shit that you can't do, and it's going to be
a lot
like
of rolls, a lot of fills,
some ghost notes or some shit. And what the fuck was that? And you got to sit there, rewind it.
I added the second pedal to give it that kind of bass line to it.
Yeah, but it's so kids playing fucking the drums. It's like so easy because the dad's just, on the bass, boom, boom, boom. Come on, son, 1, 2. So I did a lot of that, but now with my teacher, my teacher looks exactly like Seth MacFarlane, by the way. I mean, if I brought him to a party, I could say this is Seth MacFarlane, and you'd be like, oh my God.
Do the voice.
Dude, he sounds like him too. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even fucking joking. It's weird. Like I sit there and I'm just staring at him sometimes, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, Seth MacFarlane, yeah. But yeah, like I can play, like, I think the greatest thing was like a few months ago, I was just at my house doing all the songs from the show, still trying to fucking learn them and get them down, and I just said fuck. I was so annoyed because I just suck. Because you have great days and then you just suck.
Right.
You just can't do it. And then I just went. I'm just gonna learn a song, and I just grabbed some Bon Jovi song. What the fuck song is it? It's My Life.
Okay.
Which is just such a great drum song.
Boom,
Dum, doom bat, doom bat, doom bat, gung gung.
Yeah.
Doom bat, boom, doom bat, boom, down, doom bat. So I just sat there and I taught myself the fucking thing, and it was like the first time I did it myself. But here's the thing. Here's the trick. People don't understand that you can sit there and learn the drums, play them with the song. When I learned, like I did the big comedy show, me, Norton, Artie Lang, Tampa, Cowhead,
from
theater,
Mike Calta show.
2,000 people. Go out, kill it. Everybody does stand up, kill. I come off great, and then Pitbull Toddler, the band, playing in the lobby, 400 people.
Mike's band, yeah.
Mike's band. They invite me up to play live for the first time ever.
Oh, they didn't tell you this?
No, they told me this, but and I wanted to do it. It's so different playing live. First of all the speakers are faced towards the crowd, so you really don't hear anything. I can't hear the singer.
You didn't have a monitor coming to you?
I didn't have a monitor coming up to me. It wasn't my kit. I was sitting real low. Dude, it was fucking crazy. Just stupid. Playing live and lip syncing the drums are fucking so far. It's like from here to the moon how different it is. So I got to start playing live with actual band is the next thing. I'm going to play with a guitar and a singer.
Do you know there's actually an actor who many of his parts would, as you said, lip sync the drums. He never really played, but he played drums in these shows.
Oh.
Mario Lopez.
Ooh.
Slater from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
He started off on a show in the 80s called Kids Incorporated.
Uh-huh.
And he was the drummer, but he was not playing the drums. He was just, air drumming, but with the kit. Then Saved by the Bell comes along. He's Slater. They do these little fantasy sequences where they're a band.
Yeah.
And he's back on the drums doing the same thing again. and it's you can tell because he's pulling up the stick too high.
Yeah.
And just getting it when the beat is hitting there.
Right.
So he's made a career in his acting roles where he's constantly faking playing the drums.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Everything he's been in, he's playing the drums, but not really.
That's crazy. Who's the guy from Full House? Sexy one.
John Stamos.
He plays the drums.
Mm-hmm.
He plays with the Beach Boys, actually.
He does drums, percussion, other percussion stuff. He's usually playing the bongos when
He
he's
is
playing
a
with them
sick
live.
drummer. No, he plays the drums for them.
All the live stuff I've seen online, he's usually playing the
No,
bongos
dude.
for that.
No, dude. Check out his drumming. He's pretty intense. It's great. Great. And Michael Chiklis, too.
Really? Did he play the drums on the Shield or the commish or any of that? Or is that just something he does on his own? As Bobby lights his Cuban cigar.
I wish it was Cuban. Actually, I don't give a shit if it's Cuban. He plays. He's got a massive, beautiful kit. He just plays drums.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're in good company.
Yeah, well, those guys can play, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's the next thing I want to start playing out, because playing out playing live is so different. It's like you have to get over the stage fright, you have to get over fucking up, stick falls, you're out of time,
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody's fucking depending on you, all this shit. So that's my next thing to do. I want to start playing with somebody,
You're gonna form your own band.
Nah,
comics.
dude, I ain't never gonna do that. I'll never do that. I mean, that'd be fun as shit, to pure fucking shits and giggle factor, to form I have the Riotcast network to
Right.
form a Riotcast band, just shit, comics, have Florentine sing, Rob Sprance could be on guitar, I'll be on drums, get somebody on bass.
That could be a spoof.
Yeah, it'd be
Maybe
fun
in
to do.
season 2, there's a problem. You walk off and join another band, and you join one of those gimmick bands. And they're trying to get you
Well,
back.
wait till you see what happens at the end of the season, dude, with me and the bass player.
Oh.
We do form our own thing, and it's pretty stupid. That was the second shittiest day of my life on
no.
set, when they the motorcycle leather jumpsuits that they
Right.
wear. Yeah, they had to put me in one of those.
Oh,
Let's put it this
no.
way: they don't make those in my size, dude. I almost passed out 90 times. I was just fucking dying,
Oh man.
sweating. They had 4 girls that got me in and out of it.
So were you playing in this jumpsuit?
We were doing something else in it, our other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was stupid. There was one point where I had to be kind of playing the drums, talking, dancing, and I was doing it all, and then I started fainting because
Right.
I had a helmet on, and I fucking I had to yell cut, I was like cut, because I was literally falling out. They were like, you can't dance, you just stand still, dance a little bit, and just use one stick. Don't use both sticks.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Well, this seems to be a great experience. You seem very happy. I mean, learning the
It's the-
drums. You
it's-
got a TV show on FX.
It's been the best thing I've ever done. I mean, Louis too. Louis was great for me because I learned so much about, that it doesn't take a lot to make something good.
Your role on Louis,
Yeah.
at least in this past season,
Yeah.
where he finally comes to your house.
Yeah.
And he's very unimpressed with your place.
Yeah.
You're sitting on the couch, but you're a fanatic. Was it for the light switch or the
Yeah.
thermostat or something like that, monitoring how much electricity is being used?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, it's such a little nonsense quirk that he made such a big deal,
Yeah.
and you played it part perfectly.
Yeah, he's working with him, it's like you get the script and you're like, okay. And then you start talking to him, before you shoot it, and you kind of go through it real fast,
Right.
and once he gets it, you're done. Because he's everything. Producer, director, writer, star.
Right.
So you don't have to wait for anybody else. He's just, yeah, we got it. And you don't know when that's coming.
It's like Ed Wood, cut, print, move.
Yeah, he'll let you go and he shoots from beginning to end. So there's one camera, following. I really think that comedy is one camera, You know, once you're doing a bunch of cuts, you're cutting the flow off. Leary did it a bunch of times with me and Rehab in the show, but they just put a camera up and they let us go and do the scene, and you get both of us in the same scene at the same time.
Right.
That's when I think a lot of funny happens, and Louis does that all the time, man. Like that one scene at the house, that's when we open the door, we walk in, and it's kind of this ballet you have to do because you can't fuck up. You sit down. It was funny because we did one of those takes, dude. I'm telling you, in the middle of it, it was it was the best thing we ever did. Like the best energy between us. And all of a sudden we're in this thing and we're going back and forth and it gets heated and I almost get to tears and all of a sudden you hear the sound guy went cut and Louis went like snapped out. He was like, what the fuck? And he's like, what? He goes, battery died. Back in. Go ahead. That fast. But it was the best. He was like, that was fucking great. And I was like, that was so good. It was like the best thing, but the fucking battery died. It was so funny. And it was just this one cut, so we had to just do it again. But we got it again, but it wasn't that was like, holy shit. It was like the one, you know? But whatever. It was, he's fucking great. And then you're done. It's like, all right, I'll see you. That's it.
Call it a day.
Yeah. But he's great because he'll take the time. Like he owns his lenses. Like he bought the lenses and he uses different lenses for different moods, like to give you a different feel, a different scene. Like I never knew that shit existed. I don't know what the fuck that is. And he'll use these old lenses for certain things and he'll take the time to go, I use this because of this and I'm trying to get this and you know, the next thing I'm gonna do. And the reason why I'm only doing this one because I wanna blah blah blah. And they'll be like, you know what, I wanna try this. I've been on set, rehearsed the whole, like have my all shit ready to go. And then it'll just be like, I don't want to do that scene. And then he'll just go on his computer and he'll print it. How long will it take you to learn that? And I'm like, 5-10 minutes. All right, cool. And we just do this whole other thing. Like last year when I did the one where I'm on the couch with just a towel on.
Right.
We were supposed to do this whole other scene that I had down and ready to go. And he just pulled that out and said, let's do this instead. You know? And I was like, all right. And then we did it. It was like, he goes, all right. And I read it, and it's like, oh, you have to be in a towel. And I was like, fuck, I had to get naked again, which just sucks. You know what I mean? But whatever.
You do it because you have to do it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? You are what you are at the moment you are that. So there's nothing you can do about it. It's not like, So I was just fucking naked, my tits hanging out.
Good Instagram fodder for that. We've been at this for a while, Bobby. Maybe we should just wrap this up and let you enjoy the rest of your evening. When does the show debut?
July 16th.
On
Thursday
FX.
night. FX, 10 o'clock.
And what kind of press do they have you doing here at San Diego?
Saturday, all day, interviews just all day, back and forth. I mean, it's weird, though, because I'll probably do different shit like what's her name, Liz, John Corbett, and Dennis will be doing a lot more than me and Johnny Ailes, I would think, in Elaine. But they'll just split us up, do a bunch of shit Sunday, and then Sunday is we do some autograph signing thing, which was always weird.
Don't you have a panel? I thought I read that.
But then we have a panel after that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we have the autograph thing, which I've done that shit with famous people before.
Yeah.
And they, you look like their manager. You know what I mean? You got to kind of, and if there's a line, and God forbid, like the most famous person starts talking, then everybody else just standing in front of you like this.
Like, come on.
And they're not talking to you, and you're like,
go.
And they're like just waiting to get to that Dennis, and you're like, ugh.
You've already signed it because you're in the cast. I want to talk to the guy I'm here to see.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But whatever, it's cool. But then we get the panel, which will be cool.
Right.
And then that's it. I'm
Is
done.
this the last leg of press, San Diego? And then after that, the show's on, and then
that's it. Yeah, we got the premiere on Tuesday in New York.
Where are they doing that?
Oof.
A theater.
Yeah, some theater on the west side.
Right.
Forget where it is. Some theater, and then they have a party, And then Thursday night it's on. And Thursday night while it's on, I'll be at Gotham Comedy Club, fucking headlining.
How soon do you usually find out if the show's doing well that they're gonna greenlight it for a second season?
FX would probably do it for you guys to know, end of the season. Before I could say, dude, we got picked up.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe halfway through. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no
From the
fucking
episodes
clue.
that I saw, it was really good, and I do hope it gets picked up for a second season because it was very funny. You have some weird lines. I guess I'll just say they're one-liners but it's really you're expressing yourself or whatever popped into your head as far as the emotion is what you said.
Yeah.
And then it's just silence as they look at you. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shit. A lot of improv in the show, too, which was awesome.
I'm giving one of them away. I'm sorry. Macaroons.
Yeah.
God damn, was that funny. Because you just up and left.
That was, you know, that was the hardest thing to say? Because it's this whole build-up to that one moment. And I was just like, I don't know how to say it. And there was this whole thing, and I did it, and then I was like,
because you looked like you were under duress. You're like,
yeah.
You were waiting for someone to stop talking because you got to tell them something really bad, and then you went, macaroons.
There was, and then I was just, let me just do. I go, can I just do this? And they were like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, I said it like Christopher Walken. I kind of gave I need a macaroon. Yeah, it was like this weird thought in my head of like, I need to. Like I was like a little kid, some weird shit. Yeah, that was a funny day, man.
But that was a really big laugh out loud moment, and you'll see it in future episodes. Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll on FX. Robert Kelly, thank you so much for taking the time for doing this.
You got it,
man.
E-Rock. You're
Go
the
get
best.
some Daredevil stuff. This is the place to get it.
Hey, does this mean that I did your show?
It means you did my show.
So I repaid you for my Daredevil stuff?
You did.
Yeah.
Your debt is wiped clean.
So that means I can get more debt out of you?
If he comes around again, yeah.
That's great.
Or somebody that you like.
That's great.
Yes.
I love it. Let's get back on the books.
We'll do that.
Let's get some more debt. All right, brother.
Thanks, Bobby.
You got it.